we've been involved in Blue Dog Cafe since 1999. And in 2008, my landlord there acquired this gorgeous building and showed it to me, and I showed it to George Rodrigue, and it was really interesting because George said that when this was the first incarnation ever in this building, which was the Raven, 40 years ago, he used to sit at the end of the bar every day and have a Raven burger because he could look out the front window and watch the front door of his first gallery, which was in the building across the street. So as soon as I showed it to him, he was sold, and we decided that we were going to create a sister restaurant to Blue Dog Cafe with a different concept. Blue Dog being Cajun fusion. This time we wanted to go with something that was still very Louisiana, just as his art is, but we wanted it to be based on local seasonal ingredients. And one of the things that really attracted us was when we walked in here, it had the circular staircase, it had the pressed tin ceilings, it had a real New Orleans feel about it. And we could see that with a little bit of love, we could turn it into something really special. And I think we succeeded because one of the things that we consistently get, in addition to comments on the food and the service, is the amazing atmosphere. You know, that people really feel good when they're in here, and it just feels very welcoming. Well, we've been open since fall of 2008, and we had to evolve a little bit from the beginning because in the very beginning there wasn't a really big infrastructure of being able to get local product. There were a couple of farmers markets, but not a lot of people that could provide enough local seasonal product for us to be consistently supplied. So it took a good year and a half for us to really make inroads into the farmers. And once we convinced 5 or 6 farmers that we were legit and we weren't going to tell them what to grow, they could grow things and we'd find ways to use it, all of a sudden they started coming to us, and we went from having 6 to having 30 in a relatively short period of time. But the hardest part, I think, initially was creating the supply chain. And now we're doing a lot of local produce, seasonal produce, everything we can get our hands on, no matter what season, there's something growing. And our chef, Manny, will just find a way to use it.
I was born in Sicily. My parents were both chefs. My father was a chef for 45 years before he passed away. So I grew up in the restaurant industry. Started when I was 7. First job in the kitchen was stuffing chickens for a rotisserie line. And a couple years later, I was promoted to dishwasher. It was called a promotion, and it started from there. The love of food was always in the family. Mother's side, lots of farmers, chocolatiers, winemakers, cheesemakers. Dad's side, candy makers, pastry chefs. So it was really good surroundings to kind of, for someone who's interested in food to get their feet wet. Well, the philosophy is really simple. It's Louisiana farm to table. The approach towards that is very simplistic. It's a style that is more farmhouse than big city. We take in our ingredients from local farmers. We do very little to it. Be as innovative as possible through simplicity and treat it just like that. We want the ingredients to shine. It's not about the chef, it's not about the cook, it's about the food that goes on the plate.
People really love the fresh, seasonal aspect of the restaurant because although it's a trend across the country in a lot of major metropolitan areas, it's not, you don't find it being done very much in a city the size of Lafayette. And so that's what our niche is we have created a real farm-to-table restaurant that doesn't just talk the talk, we walk the walk.
I have no doubt in my mind, I absolutely am blessed with by far the best kitchen crew in Lafayette. I have a team of about 11 cooks, all of them very, very talented. And the way we operate a kitchen is that we pull together all of our expertise. So it's not, as executive chef, I don't go in and say, okay, this is what we're doing, we want to do it this way. It's, all right, I have this great idea. Can someone please help me make it happen? So this guy comes in and he knows a little bit about Hispanic food, and this guy knows a little bit about this, and we just pull it together and make it happen. It's a very democratic, very pull everybody's ideas together kind of environment. We keep most of our menus the same throughout the year with our all-star hits depending on season. So during the spring and summer, you see a lot of those dishes come back that people really enjoy. But where we really shine is the week-to-week changes. And that is where our charcuterie, which we were the first people, the first restaurant to bring charcuterie to Lafayette, doing a really old school, Southern European style, very low preservatives. We have our Asian meat cooler that we built ourselves. So we do a lot of that. And throughout the week specials, you see not just myself, but the entire kitchen just pulling together, and there's dishes from almost every cook. So we do our bar snack program, which is available during dinner service, and that's things that we kind of play around with, ideas and concepts that we treat our guests like guinea pigs with, and kind of test out what could and maybe could not work.
His food is, well, he is Sicilian, but I wouldn't call his food strictly Sicilian. What he tries to do is think about what is most important to the area, what comes from the earth within, say, 20 miles of wherever he is working, and tries to incorporate all those, not just the food, but the feelings and emotions and the style into the food that he cooks.
Lafayette as a whole, our food industry is really growing and blooming and blossoming. There's a lot of talent here, and it's not, we're almost kind of stealing the torch away from New Orleans a little bit, and from Dallas and Houston. We have a whole lot of talent here that is very passionate, and we are beginning this new movement where we really are shining a light on our ingredients, but we go a little bit further and showcase the people that actually grow it and the people that actually make that stuff, and we're proud of it. And I think that's one of the things you can probably take away from Lafayette the most is that it's a cuisine that is in its early stages, coming up, but eventually will grow into a great concept.
You're going to find food that has been prepared with great technique from really local, raw ingredients, nothing processed, everything possible from scratch. The flavor is going to be there, it's going to be nutrient dense, and so it's healthful. And the ways that we prepare the food here, we've got a lot of unique dishes, and they're constantly changing. We have fixed menus for lunch, our Saturday and Sunday brunch, and dinner, that only a couple of items change with the seasons, but every week we have a full slate of dishes that are created based entirely on what the farmers can bring to us in that particular week. So there's always something amazing, and it's going to be a food adventure.